Welcome back to The Real Story. Marco Rubio's in Minnesota today, hoping it's one state that he could actually win today. Later tonight, he'll be in his home state of Florida, where many say that is a must-win. Meantime, Glenn Beck asking Ted Cruz earlier if he will drop out of the race tomorrow if he doesn't win a state or amass enough delegates in an effort to unify the Republican Party.
Come Wednesday morning, if they're candidates who have not been able to win a state, who are not amassing the delegates, it takes 1,237 delegates to be the Republican nominee. If you come out of Super Tuesday, where you've got about 600 delegates being allocated, and you're not winning enough to move the needle, I do think it is time for a candidate to say, all right, it's not working for me. Let's come together and unify.
Joining me now, Wisconsin Congressman Sean Duffy, a Marco Rubio supporter. Great to have you on The Real Story. So that was kind of fascinating because Glenn Beck is endorsing Ted Cruz, and yet he was saying to him, for the benefit of the party, should a person drop out? So let me pose the same question to you as a supporter of Rubio. If he doesn't amass enough delegates today or has a win, should he drop out?
Well, first off, I think it's important to note, how do you unify the party and who can unify the party? I don't think Donald Trump will do it, but I also don't think Ted Cruz can do it. I mean, he can't even win evangelicals. So I think if we're talking about having people drop out, that's not the position of presidential candidates. You know, some of us on the outside might comment about, you know, Mr. Carson or Mr. Kasich, whether they should stay in. But I think we have to find out what happens in Super Tuesday. I look at Marco Rubio, Gretchen, and you can feel the momentum on his side, even if you look at the kind of rallies that he gets. I mean, he's gone from, 500 to 1,000 people at his rallies to 4, 5, 8, 10,000 people at his rallies in the last week. So Ted Cruz can't compete with that. And I think Marco's got the momentum coming into tonight's vote.
But Ted Cruz might win a state today. You know, Ted Cruz might win his home state of Texas. I know that there's not a lot of polling in Minnesota, and some believe that Marco Rubio might win that state, maybe Virginia, who knows.
Colorado, too.
Colorado, okay. But I guess my point is the longer that people stay in the race, and I'm not saying anyone should drop out today by any stretch, but the longer they stay in, you know what everyone says, that's just making Donald Trump stronger.
Yeah, but I think Donald Trump keeps getting stronger until Marco Rubio says, you know what, I'm going to pivot. I'm still going to talk 80% on policy, the ideas that are going to fix America, make us great again, but I'm also going to take 20% of the time and, like that happy warrior, go after Donald Trump about the hypocrisy, about all those things out there that go against what he says in the stump. You know, he hires illegal workers. He doesn't hire Americans in his hotel in Palm Beach.
Okay.
Those things, I think, make voters reevaluate their support for Trump, and actually they'll come back to Marco.
You know, though, that the big question about that is why he didn't start that earlier. You know, he just started that really over the last few days, and even yesterday he came off of it a little bit. And some people are saying, and I'd love your opinion on this, does it denigrate the Republican Party to go tit for tat, with these kind of insults against each other?
Well, I would hope that in America we want to talk about policy, how we're going to grow our economy, put people back to work, keep us safe. But most of the candidates have done that. Donald Trump hasn't. The guy throws insults. He's the bully on the playground. And so when Marco has taken a step to the side and go, you know what, I can play a little of that game too. I'll start punching back like that playground bully. All of a sudden, the news media covers his rallies live. The rallies grow. So I don't know if it says something about America or the Republican Party or the media that's willing to look at a couple pigs in a pen and punching each other. Maybe this is entertainment more than it is policy, but I look at Marco, when you can do it both, when you can lead with policy, but you can also punch hard. Because if we're going to win, Gretchen, if we're going to win in November, we need a candidate who knows the policy but knows how to fight against Hillary Clinton. Marco Rubio can do both and unify the party. That's why I hope and think he's going to have a big night tonight, Super Tuesday.
Pigs in a pen. A whole new way of looking at the political arena. Sean, great to see you, Congressman. We'll see you again soon.